Hello and good morning to one and all present here. I, Dr. Nilufar Mirza, Vice Principal, BET Saadatunisa Degree College, welcome you all for today's session on food and nutrition, an important topic which provides us energy for activity, growth, and all functions of the body, such as breathing, digesting food, and keeping warm. It provides material for the growth and repair of the body and for keeping the immune system healthy. On this note, now I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Jamila Khalid, proprietor of Kubra Maternity and Nursing Home, Bismillah Nagar, Banerghatta Road Cross, Bangalore. Ma'am is a Bachelor of Unani Medicine and Surgery and fellow member of Rural Health Society. She has done post-graduation certification in obstetrics and gynecology. Ma'am is a member of FOXY and BSOG and an active member of Helping Society. She is always at service to the community. I welcome you, ma'am. I also welcome all the participants who has joined us today for this session. I request everyone to keep their mics on mute mode, and if you have any query, you can ask by writing your message in the chat box. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, your mic is mute.
Good morning, everybody. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Jamila here. Thank you for your kind notification, and I thank the BET staff and the BET college members for giving me this opportunity to be with you all today on this very important topic of today's, that is the nutrition and development. Nutrition and food and nutrition and development. This is a very important topic as of now. In today's this COVID, because of COVID and the way people have come out and suffering from this, so this is the right time for you to understand and have the good nutrition, and that is very much required in today's this. I'll be trying to share you some. So first of all, let me tell you what is nutrition. What is nutrition and why it is so important to us in today's life. Nutrition is the most important thing that we all need today. That is, without nutrition, there is no life. Without nutrition, there is no life. So nutrition is very much required. So whatever we eat, do you think it's all nutritious? What the food we are eating today, in today's world, in today's generation? I don't think so. Because we are much into the fast food and we are much into the Zomato and Swiggies. So what I request you all to have nutritious food. So what is nutritious food? Consuming the food which is very nutritious, which is very nutritious to function for the functioning of the good health. So the products what we eat today, they taken into the body contains the nutrients that helps in the development, growth, and maintenance of the tissues and the cells. It resists and fight in the fighting of infections, producing energy, warmth, and movements, carrying out our body chemical functions. Carrying out our chemical functions, what is very much required to our body in today's generation. So let me tell you what is the nutrition and what are the substances that are to be taken. First of all, nutrition has generalized into two categories, that is macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients are those that is required in the body in a more quantity, in a large quantity. So there are the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fats. These are needed in the body in a large amount. That is, in the main bulk of our food is this carbohydrates and proteins and fats. The very little quantity that is very much required to our body is. that the micronutrients are very little required to our body. They are the minerals, the calcium, the iron, and the minerals, and the other ingredients. That is the they're almost to the fractions or in a milligrams what we require to our body to the nutritious food. So in science, we have nutrition is in three ways. That is in digestion, metabolism, and absorption. Let us know what is digestion, how does it happen, and what is metabolism, and what is absorption. How does metabolism and absorption take place, and how does it help in neutralizing our body? First of all, digestion is the breakdown of the complex substances, the complex food, the simple substances. Then the metabolism is the chemical reaction that takes place by breaking down the complex food and simple substances. Absorption is what is absorbed. Now we got to know that is the digestion. That is the basic, the complex substances, that food that we eat. It breaks down into simpler components, and then it goes to the digestive system where most of the chemicals are mixed with it, and the digestion takes place. And finally comes to the absorption. Absorption is the food that we eat that gets digested and easily absorbed by our blood, and that gives us nutrition. That is, it gets the most important and the nutritious part that gets absorbed by the blood is it flows into the bloodstream. So now there are two ways of digestion. Digestion is one, what we eat, the food from our mouth goes into the esophagus, then it goes to the stomach, then it goes to the intestine, and finally to the larger intestine where the whole of the food is absorbed, and the waste products are excreted through our anus.
Present on the screen, right?
So all these things I'll show you with some slides. Just a moment. So in meanwhile, I'll be just carrying on. So the food that we eat, the food, the solid particles, whatever the food we eat, it goes into the mouth. In the mouth, the saliva. The saliva helps us in chewing the food. The teeth help us in chewing the food, which makes the food that we chew mixes with the saliva. The food we eat mixes with the saliva, and it passes. It is chewed well and breaks down the solid particles into smaller pieces. Then the food is. No. So we all know that the food we eat, it is chewed by our teeth, and we have saliva. The saliva helps us to mix. The food mixes with the saliva, and it is mainly absorbed, and it mixes and forms the enzymes. The saliva that has the enzymes helps in grinding the food and chewing the food, and most of the thing it's absorbable, and then it goes to the digestive system. Sorry, there's we're planning to put some slides on it.
Ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are the food particles. These are the nutritious diet food. What I'm showing it to you. The presentation itself looks so beautiful and so charming. You feel like just having it right now. Okay, isn't it so? So always have the natural fruits instead of taking the baked foods and the sourced foods that are easily available. These are the foods that you should take. Next. as I told you, the macronutrients and micronutrients, these are the substances. The macronutrients, the carbohydrates, proteins, fats that are needed by the body in a larger amount, and that main bulk of the food. So micronutrients are the vitamins and the minerals such as the calcium, iron, and vitamin C that are needed very small amount, and that may vary from a fraction to a milligram in several milligrams. So here the basic definition is digestion, metabolism, and absorption, as I told you, breaking down of the complex food into simple substances. So digestion is mainly the food we eat from the mouth that is chewed and it is taken up by the saliva, mixed with the saliva, and it has got its own enzymes. Next, it has got its own enzymes that gets mixed up, and it is easily absorbed by the saliva. And the enzymes help in the digestion and the grinding of the food. So it goes to the liver. You can see that blue part, which is the liver. The liver, it helps in helps with the digestive enzymes, and it produces the bile juice, which also again helps in digesting the food particles into the small pieces, especially the fats and the oils. Then comes the gallbladder. You can see that green color, small ball shape. Yeah, that is the gallbladder. Okay, this gallbladder has got a pocket of. This is a storehouse of bile juice. It is a concentrated bile juice that gets stored in this gallbladder. It helps in the slow releasing and helps in the digestion of the food. Then comes the pancreas. The pancreas are the yellow part, which is below the pink part. There is a stomach. That is the pancreas. Here again, there are the enzymes that that are released. The enzymes from the hepatic, that is the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas, helps in digestion of the food, and that gets released in the small intestines. Then the small intestines finally grinds the food finely into very small particles. It has got a very hydrochloric acid, that helps in grinding the food and absorbing the most important materials, that is the most important nutritious food from our body, from the food, and it helps in getting absorbed and getting transferred into the blood. And the waste product, that is the purple color, what you can see is the large intestines. These are the large intestines. Then the waste product or food material that is indigested or not required by our body, the waste material is sent to the large intestines, and finally this intestines throws it out through the rectum. So hope you have understood the digestive system. Now comes the food we eat goes to the esophagus. Once again, the same slide. The food we eat from the mouth goes to the esophagus. The green tube-like structure you are seeing, this is the esophagus. It is the food pipe. From there, the food enters into the stomach. That is the pink color ball. This is the stomach. The food enters into the stomach. There we have areolae. There we have the multiple villi. Villi are V-shaped structures that helps in grinding the food, absorbing the food, and it sends the finest particles, the smallest particles, after grinding it to the smaller intestines, where the function takes place and most of the absorption takes place, and finally returns to the anus, as I told you, to the large intestines, and finally the fecal matter comes out through the anus. Next slide. So the food we absorb then eliminated by the cells. That is absorption, digestive system, absorption, circulatory system, and assimilation. That is the food we eat from the this goes to the digestive system. From the digestive system, most of the it forms into the blood. Formation of blood gets into the circulatory system. Then it comes to the eliminatory system, that is supplying it to the other body cells of our body, which is nutrition. That's how the nutrition is circulated through our body, and this is how our body functions. So you might have come to a picture that as the food we take, where it goes, how it goes, and where it gets absorbed, and how does it get converted into the blood. Hope you have got all the picture of the digestive system and the food, how it is converted into a nutrition. Why do we call it as a nutritious food? Why do we say that it is a nutritious food and it's unnutritious food, it's a good food or it's a bad food or whatever? That is how the food that gets converted into the blood easily and it's digested and it's circulated, that's called as a nutritious and the digestive food, and it is a good food. So the nutrition what we take, next slide, it has to be a balanced diet. Whatever the food we eat, it's not that ke kuch khane aa gaya samne, can we have started eating it, we are grasping it. No, you should always select the food which is very nutritious, and your food should be a balanced diet. Balanced diet in sense, the quantity of what the proteins are required to your body per day, the carbohydrates what are required to your body per day, the fats, the minerals, the calcium source, and the vitamins, whatever they are required to you per day, in one single meal. That is the balanced diet. चलेगा कुछ भी चलेगा, that is called as an imbalanced diet. कुछ भी सामने आ गया, start eating it before, without analyzing whether that food has got proteins, this food has got vitamins, this food has got enzymes, what I'm eating, this is nutritious diet, what I'm eating, or it's an unnutritious diet, what am I eating today? I think most of our youngsters are going for imbalanced diet today. They are more into burgers, pizzas, fast foods. Don't you think so? Have you ever analyzed that these foods are balanced or imbalanced? Just you can just see the picture and what I'm trying to present you. The balanced diet is what is the natural food. What you get it from the natural food is a balanced diet. The required vegetables, fruits, the ingredients, then the milk source, the proteins, then the meat, fish, egg, all these are the balanced diets. But it should be in a required quantity per day, per meal. Always remember that. So imbalanced diet, the picture itself shows you what is an imbalanced diet. Are you all mostly in favor of imbalanced diet or in balanced diet? Can I have the viewers? Anybody from the viewers can answer? Anybody? Okay, let us.
Ma'am, balanced diet, ma'am, but we are more attracted towards the imbalanced diet.
That is why I'm showing the picture of imbalanced diet. The imbalanced diet looks very attractive, but see what it has. So, how healthy the balanced diet looks and how unhealthy the imbalanced diet looks.
Yes, ma'am.
Always keep the picture in mind before you take the imbalanced diet. Next slide. After balanced and imbalanced diet, there is malnutrition and overnutrition. Malnutrition is where you take very little intake of food, improper intake of food, improper timings of your food, lack of sleep, either it is skipping of your meals, or it is very low diet what you are taking, unnutritious diet, say an undernutritious diet, where you are blocking yourself. You can see that knot. You want the food to be, you want to be healthy, you want to take food, but you are lazy in taking your food. You are blocking yourself. You are blocking yourself and you don't want to take your food in time. In today's generation, what I feel is most of them, nearly 60% I can say, are trying to skip their breakfast. Isn't it so? So breakfast, I can just tell you, what is breakfast? What do you mean by breakfast?
Breaking the morning.
Yes, very good. Yes, breaking your fast is breaking your fast. The whole night you're fasting, and morning you're trying to have your breakfast. It means you're breaking your fast. What most of us do? We take brunch. We take directly to the lunch. So our fast is a long fast. Isn't it so? So what I mean to say is, please don't skip your breakfast. Breakfast is a very important and a nutritious and a very important part of your meal. You are fasted for the whole night. All the acids, all the gastric juices have released, and your stomach is empty now. It needs food immediately. It should not be delayed at any cost. So nutritious breakfast is, take your breakfast as early as possible. so that the nutrition what is required is actually the breakfast is morning food is the whole day's meal. What I feel like, even if you take a beggar's food in the dinner, it should be a king's food in the breakfast. Always, my teacher also used to say, and I have heard it from the other teachers also, to saying that it should be a king's food in the breakfast and a beggar's food in the, even if it is a beggar's food in the dinner, it's no problem, because the breakfast is the whole day meal. The energy giving food is the breakfast. You as students might have experienced many a times. You come without having your breakfast, and in the first hour itself, you start yawning, and you feel that this class is boring, and you always feel that how long is this lecture going to be? How long will this teacher leave us? It's so boring. Why do you feel so? Have you ever imagined? Don't you feel so? I can get the answer from many of the students saying it yes. Because you're not energetic, you're not enthusiastic, you're not in a mood to study, because there's no petrol in your gadi. You have to have your breakfast. To be active in the class, to be attentive in the class, to enjoy your teacher's lecture, you should have your breakfast. Then next thing is overnutrition. Overnutrition is also not very good to your health. Not very good in the sense, not at all very good. The normal food we eat, it helps in the normal growth of our body. The over intake of the food puts you in obesity. And most of the people now, most of the youngsters are facing the PCOD problem, diabetes, youngsters, young age people, they are suffering from hypertension and diabetes. All this is because of the improper and overeating of the food or imbalanced food. Or because of the imbalanced food. So, the traditional way of food has to be taken up. Next slide. The traditional way of intake of food has to come up, because what we used to have earlier, it was a balanced diet. What our parents, our grandparents used to give us was a balanced diet, the traditional diet. What was everything that was made at home. So what we need is a bit of proteins, a bit of vitamins, a bit of fat, minerals, calcium. Everything is required in one single meal. You can see the traditional healthy meat. Okay, that is one meal should have all the things at a time. थोड़ा दाल खा लिए, थोड़ा सब्जी खा लिए, थोड़ा ये सलाड्स खा लिए, थोड़ा स्वीट भी स्वीट खा सकते हैं. All these things you required in one single meal to have a balanced diet. So, and the healthy diabetes plate also is here. That shows what you can eat and what you cannot eat. So let me not go into this for you students. Okay, next slide, ma'am. So here the strength, the energy part. Now what you have already eaten your food, you have digested it. Now it's the energy part. After eating the nutritious diet, what comes to your body is energy. How do you get this energy? The food that we eat gets converted into the most nutritious diet and gets absorbed and forms the blood, glucose, fructose, all these things that gives energy to our body, that helps us in activating our body in a proper way, in a very active mood that we are supposed to be. That comes with the good nutrition. The positive energy balance is your intake should be good, and the energy expenditure should not be equal to the food that you are eating. The food you eat should be to the maximum, and the energy utilized to be not to the minimum, not to the maximum. It should be in between. You should have your food energy stored still, even after your expenditure of your energy. That is exercising, resting, activities, daily activities, routine activities, whatever you do. But still your food and the food that has already given you nutrition, that has to be in a more sufficient manner. You should never feel tired. When you feel healthy, whenever you feel healthy, I can tell you, when you have the 6 points in it, that is getting up early in the morning, A normal passing of urine early in the morning, a normal stool pass in the morning without any straining of yourself. You're enthusiastic the whole day. You're active the whole day, or you're enjoying. You're enjoying, and you're enjoying. There is no mood swing in you. This helps the positive energy balance in you. So, what are the negative energy balancing? Energy balancing, negative energy balancing, you're eating very little, your quantity is not sufficient to your body what it requires for your daily requirement. The whole day what you need, the energy, that is not sufficient, because there is your petrol has come to the reserve. Okay, you need to fill your tanks. So and your working load is extra. Your working load is more than what you have, the energy that you have stored from your ingredients of the food, that your nutritious food what you have eaten. That shows your intake is not good at all. So always eat a balanced diet, eat in time, sleep in time, work in time. So change the habits, change your change your lifestyle. In today's lifestyle, I can see most of us are either sleeping or with the mobile, or no time for food, no time to chat with your relatives. You are more close to the people who are very far away from you, and where you are very you are very far away from the people who are very close to you, who are beside you. The mobile has taken us apart from each and everything of our life. It has taken the place of all the things that we want to be in today's life. We are more lazy. We sleep late because of the mobile. We get up late because of late night sleep. We have our breakfast very late because of late night sleep, and long sleeping in the morning, getting up very late in the morning. Inactive life, all the time in front of TV or with the mobile. We don't feel like eating. We don't feel like sharing our precious time, the precious time what we have to for our food. That is also not there with us. We want to spend more of the time off with our phones. Even with the food in your hand, you are with the mobile. So you are enjoying the mobile than the food. So always remember, close your mobiles, switch off your mobiles when you are with the food, because you should enjoy. You should know what you're eating, what the nutritious diet you're eating, whether there are proteins in your diet, whether there are minerals in your diet, whether there are carbohydrates in your diet, whether the food is rich in fat or very high in fat, or the carbohydrates are missing or proteins are missing. What is that you're missing in your diet? Is it a balanced diet what you're eating? Try understanding what you're eating and enjoy the food what you're eating. First of all, you should enjoy the food you are eating. Otherwise, what happens? Either you are not in a mood to eat, so very little intake of food. No, and that's enough. That is good. That's very bad. Or you don't even know what you're eating. You're grasping whatever comes to the plate, whatever is there in the table. Just take it off and finish it off. Wash your hands and go. This is where the nutrition goes off. This is where your digestive system gets into trouble. This is where the Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible now.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So sorry for the disturbance. There was some network problem.
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay. So let me continue from where I had stopped. This is now the basal. Next slide. What है? Yeah. Can you see the slides also? Is it visible?